television reporter ran for mayor, and to everyone's astonishment, won handsomely. In fact, he was mayor of Calgary when I first came here. He'd become mayor just shortly before I arrived. I have to tell you that after living in Toronto and living in Edmonton, having Ralph at City Hall was a bit of a culture shock.
His legendary wit, his charm, and his charisma made him one of the brightest lights in Canada's political scene. And I have to say that since becoming Premier, as I travel across this country and I speak to people who served with him, people whose fathers served with him, that everything that Premier Harris has said, that Premier Romanow has said, all of those discussions about the ability to build friendship, to actually achieve common goals, was quite unique to Premier Klein and was an important part of
Alberta could be an energy superpower, and that Alberta's energy would mean prosperity for all of Canada. 20 years ago, those ideas were often considered radical indeed. But today, the wisdom of Ralph's ideas is now widely, almost universally accepted. He was affable, straightforward, and he had a gift for saying what ordinary people were thinking, often in a way that made us smile. Asked once, I recall seeing on the news, asked once about reducing the deficit, saving money by cutting into some very popular services and programs, he said, well, you've got to hunt where the ducks are. He knew every part of Alberta. He knew us. And Albertans knew and respected Ralph Klein for his honesty and for his principles. Above all, Albertans responded to his vision of Alberta as a rock of confederation, a vision he brought to life, the vision of a mature, forward-looking Alberta, yet one that never lost sight of the rugged values on which it had been born and raised. That was Ralph. Agree or disagree, you knew where he stood. And so to Albertans, he was King Ralph. I remember that phrase, people outside Alberta don't get that. He was King Ralph. We said it in a way that we never meant it. He was King Ralph only in the sense of being a king-sized character. But in personality and demeanor, he was really to us Citizen Ralph. He said what he would do, and then he did what he said. I admire that. We all admire that. And when he was installed last November by the Governor-General as an officer of the Order of Canada, it was welcomed with great affection by all of his fellow Albertans. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just finish with this. Ralph Klein was faithful and true. True to himself, faithful to the people of this province, and always a proud Canadian. So to Citizen Ralph, we say, hail and farewell. Your fellow Calgarians, Albertans, and Canadians will always remember you.